Five, four, three, two, one. It's live, bitches. Hey guys, welcome to my podcast off the script. My name is Shah, and I'm creating this platform in order for me to provide a stage to the outside world so that they can come here, discuss the topics that interest them, and then maybe we could have a healthy discussion so that the entire world get a new perspective from different views. The other idea, the reason is also that I'm from India, right? Although I live in San Jose, but I'm from India. I'm an Indian. And I see that on YouTube, we have so much good channels present that produce content in local languages. And I feel that there's a dire need for at least someone to come up and create a platform where they can translate things, they can translate the ideas and put in front of the world so that they can understand it in the language that they know, and that is English, right? So for that, welcome to my podcast channel off the script. Please like and subscribe my videos and channel so that I'll know that you guys are here and you guys like my content. Do interact with me on the comment section, and if you guys would want to have a discussion with me, please write me an email at shripalcandidcritic.com at gmail.com. I'm gonna sorry for that. I'm gonna share my email address and everything in the description of the channel. So I'm gonna get the part. Anyways, so as I said, like this channel is being created for me to have a stage for the entire world in order for us to discuss different topics, be it geopolitical issues or be it entertainment related stuff, or if it's comedy, it's funny or whatnot, right? I will also be creating different channels, pages on Instagram and YouTube for different type of contents like comedy or entertainment based, review based, reaction videos and stuff. So, alrighty. So the off this script show, this is the platform that we are creating now. For the first episode, right? Let me give you an introduction. For the first episode, what I'm going to do is I'm taking a podcast from one of my favorite YouTubers based in California, but the content that they make uh, is on Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma, right? Let me share my screen. And this person, his name is Aditya Satsangi, and he has his channel called as Sattology, right? Sattology means opposite of mythology. So there is no term available that is uh, opposite of mythology. Let's see, OPPOSSIT of mythology. Okay. History is not what Sanatan Dharma is. Okay, it's called as itihas. History is something that is written afterwards. However, Sanatan Dharma, right, is basically a narration. So let's go back to this channel, Sattology, and this is the person that I follow very dearly, right? His name is Aditya Satsangi. Let's read it. Sattology means the science or study of truth. It is a true antonym of mythology. In this channel, Mr. Satsangi debunk mythology with facts and references from Mahabharata and Ramayana. The videos present critical analysis of various topics of dharma. When you learn dharma and yoga, you actually become an asset of our society. When he says our society, it means the society of people who are practicing dharma and yoga. Okay, it can be in America, it can be in Africa, Australia, or what all places it be. If you are a white man, if you're a white man and if you are learning about dharma and yoga, you be the part of it. Okay, you be the part of the society. All our content can be watched again and again, right? So please, I would really recommend subscribing this channel if you understand Hindi, right? Oftentimes he also makes shows that are in English, so then they are very much very educative, you in and informative. So I would really suggest you to follow that channel, Sattology. I'll be adding a link to the description as well. Anyways, getting back to this topic. So what I'm going to do is, last week, Mr. Satsangi, he created a podcast. It's a monologue podcast where he was talking about uh, how the propaganda were forged by the colonizers, right? Uh, by the colonizers, by the church conspiracies, right? So, in this episode, what he presented was a narrative linking to colonization, cultural identity, and the role of scripts, especially Devanagari script, as a tool for people in order for them to practice the spiritual resistance. Basically, over here, what he mentioned was with the help of there are four pillars in any culture, and that is script, that is your writing, right? The language that you speak, the food, and the spiritual practices. If you can get hold of these four pillars of any culture, and if you start to slowly poison them by slowly and gradually manipulating, and by doing that you can completely disconnect them from their original culture. And that's what the colonizers have done in the history in the past, be it in India or in Mexico and in America, right? Even in New Zealand. Like, so what they do is you introduce the language, right? And then you devalidate the local language and pronounce it as a backward or an inferior language and pronounce yours as the top one. Once you can have that shift in people's mind, you can actually create a different identity for them, okay? And that becomes poisonous, right? So I'm going to share a screen. uh, I'm still trying to decide on the format that I'm going to be selecting for my presentations and discussions. But for now, what I have done is I have come up with a method where I will be sharing a screen. In that screen, we will be seeing a document with pointers. I will be discussing them, and then slowly and gradually we can develop our episode, right? So let's get started in that case. All right, let me make sure that my face is not coming in the middle. All right, it's good now. All right, so as I said, over here, uh, the episode speaks about the church's conspiracy against India. Mainly, we are talking in terms of India, okay? Because one of the major reasons why taking India as a topic of as subject of the topic is because number one, it is the leading economy. Number two, we have the largest population in the world, right? That too, it's in the middle age, younger to middle age, uh, which also depicts that we have a great purchasing power, we have a great talent, and we have a good scope for global business and improving the world's GDP, right? So that's the thing. If you have a country and you are in a country and if your population is fucked up, then that's it. That's it. You will have to rely on immigrants. And when you rely on immigrants, that's it. Your fate is already written. The bullet has already been shot. Okay? Anyways, so the church conspiracy against India, okay, and the way that they did was with the help of the four pillars that I already talked about, that is script, language, food, and worshipping practices. And then over here, the author also suggests us ways to decolonize yourself, be it India or any other place. Okay, basically, we will be speaking about connecting, reconnecting with your culture and your script, reconnecting with your culture, especially these four pillars, right? The script, language, food, and worshipping practices. Once you get back and once you start doing the practicing all those routine and rituals, you will slowly and gradually connect yourself back to your foundation and your culture. Okay, so point number one is language, script, food, and worshipping as a tool of colonization. Okay, here we outline is a four-part cultural system. That is, so these words lipi, bhasha, bhojan, and puja. It's in Hindi. Okay, the Devanagari script. It's in Hindi. So lipi means script, bhasha means language, bhojan means food, and puja paddhati means worshipping practices and methods. Here we claim that colonizers, especially church, systematically attacked these pillars to control the native populations. Right? Be it India, be it Mexico, wherever you can think of, right? New Zealand. The method of changing script, the lipi, right, actually alters the pronunciation of the people, okay, which slowly changes the languages. Let me explain you with an example. For instance, in India, the widely spoken language was Hindi. Is Hindi actually? It is. Okay. When Britishers invaded India, then called as Bharat, at that time the literacy rate was way above 80%, with English not being the language being spoken in the region, but it was Hindi and some local languages around the continent, right? So and with that language itself, India was contributing as was one of the major contributors in the world's GDP. Okay, so not that English is the language that will actually bring you riches and prosperity. No, it's just a fucking language, you see. And I'll tell you, by the end of 2030, right? Maybe let's say begin of 2030, the next 5 years, the relevance of English language is going to go down. Okay, and I'll tell you what language is going to be. And these are not my words. I follow follow some think tanks, some right wingers, left wingers, right, and they say that Hindi, Russian, Chinese, and fuck, that's it. These three languages are going to be the main one, right? Because all the trade is going to shift to the Central Asia, to the East Asia. Okay, so yeah, getting back to this, once you change the script, right, it actually alters the pronunciation, and it then slowly influences your local language. For instance, like Hindi, right, that is widely spoken language, but people these days, they do not use 100% pure Hindi language. We mix it with English words, right? So now if we keep on doing that, as the generation passes by, the new generation will never be exposed to those ancient words, and those will be wiped out. Okay, altering language influences thinking patterns. Definitely, that is why they say culture, right? Like the culture, Western culture comes like if if in your culture is not allowed to wear I mean, don't just quote me or generalize me or whatever, right? Like I'll just put it in front of you. You decide for yourself. If in a culture, if it's not permitted to wear short clothes, right? And if a culture, Western culture, right? Let's, for example, it comes, gets into your country, then it will influence, right? Or maybe let me say this, gun, right? If in your culture it's not allowed, but then if a new culture comes to your country, then you will bound to use those artifacts, and then you will influence your own society, right? I won't speak much on this one because I know it's a controversial topic. Forget about what I said about clothes and guns and stuff, right? Anyways, altering languages influences thinking patterns, affecting behavior and spiritual practices. Definitely, once you get a new language, you will get their new their culture, and then their worshiping practices, and that's how it works, right? The evangelism or the conversions, the churches, right? That's how they work in India. They come up with propaganda, and they have their own conspiracy theory and stuff, and then they try to influence the people. Rise back concept, right? Mother Teresa, right? India had faced gruesome poverty. Okay, after the Britishers left, they looted India shamelessly. Britishers were real beggars, okay, and they came to India, and then they left. Anyways, now we are again getting back to their nerves, and then we're gonna get everything back. Anyway, so India at the time, they had famine, right? So the East India, the Bengal, there were no food. That's where these churches took an opportunity like, I'll give you a rice bag, I will give you food for your family, provided that you convert yourself from your religion to the Christianity. That is right. Mother Teresa, classic personality on for doing this. Uh, so yeah, altering languages, influencing thinking patterns, affecting behaviors and spiritual practices. You get influenced. Food and worship rituals also evolve with culture and religious influences, leading to identity shift. Definitely, if you take an example of India, coming back to that, the songs, the musics, right, the movies are all influenced by Abrahamic religion, especially Islam, right? And none of the songs you will see in India that doesn't have at least one Urdu word or Arabic word. Okay, so this is called a slow poisoning, you see, and I would really want to, if you guys would want to come on my show and discuss these things up, then please let me know. I am eager and I'm hungry of discussing things with people. I love knowledge. Anyways, this concept can be compared to how colonial education system impacted native identities worldwide. See, that's what I said, right? So now, as Britishers, they invaded India, and then they came up. So basically, the literacy rate of India was way above 80%, 80. And then see, if I'm a Britisher, right? And if I'm going to invade India, what I'm going to say is I have my own language, that is English, and you guys speak Hindi. From tomorrow, I'm going to declare that whoever doesn't know English are going to be considered illiterate. So now, within 24 hours, within a split second, everyone from literate, educated, they converted or they transitioned to uneducated and illiterate. You know, that's how you put. That's how you influence people and induce inferiority complex, and also they are white skin, right? So naturally, the way the mentality had worked that time was white skins are good, and even today, right? Like, there is a reason why you have a lot of racism against blacks and browns, but nonetheless, these days, my skin color is the most beautiful one, and that's the reason why the whites they actually go to beaches and then they roast themselves in the sun, with by wearing bikinis and no clothes and whatnot. Fuck. Anyways, getting back. Okay. So now education systems. Now once you get into the education system of a country, you can now decide uh, the the content of the framework. You can actually install a framework of education system where you will be able to control their minds right from the young age until they become adult. Okay, and then you can also have your own curriculum that will make sure that the new generation that comes will already have inferior complex in them. Okay, anyways, the supremacy, let's get go ahead, and then we will, if you guys want me to elaborate more on any of the subtopics, please write me in the comment section and I'll be happy to make a video for it. All right, so point number 2, the supremacy and antiquity of Devanagari script. I'll tell you one thing. I'm from India. My name is Shripal Shah, and till date I have been living in states for 10 years. No one has, no white or black or Mexican, anyone American has ever pronounced my name accurately and pre- very precisely. No one has done that. Okay, and the reason behind that is because the language, right, the English language is the words are not that accurate. They don't they are not how what is the right word? See, not a native speaker. uh the words are not accurate enough to pronounce words from Hindi language. I would say, as a matter of fact, the Devanagari script that we have, it is more efficient in pronouncing the words. It is also very much efficient in pronouncing or writing the spellings of sounds like barking dog or any animals, right? So uh, the Brahmi script, right? We will be having a separate episode on this. Was a derivative of the Devanagari script, is a shorthand in certain administrative eras. Okay, Devanagari is said to capture natural sounds more accurately, including animal noises. All right. So author also likens it to a machine, the Devanagari script to be a machine level programming like equivalent to a machine level programming language, saying it forms the basis of deep cultural processing. Discussion could include linguistic debates around the world of scripts and let me dive deep in this topic, the script, and maybe try to come up with an episode. Maybe I can also invite Mr. Aditya Satsangi, and maybe we can come up with a shorthand episode for 30 or 40 minutes. That would be a great idea, and elaborate more on that direction. For that, please also subscribe the Sattology channel. Right, I will be adding the link to the description because see, we are here to create a community, right? So, anyways, so just like the natural language processing, how it changes the way machine interprets human language, changing a script, right, changes how humans interpret their own language and beliefs. So, if you are a software engineer, you would know that how a small deviation in the code can result in a larger deviation in the output, right? The same way, a small minor change in the language, in the script of our language system, can change the way how humans interpret their own language and beliefs, right? This analogy to AI highlights how minor changes in representation can cause major shifts in comprehension. The point made is that by shifting to Roman script, cultural encoding of words like karma and Krishna becomes distorted. Like say karma, right? Karma doesn't have a gender; it's gender neutral. Okay, how, when it is used in the original language, that is Hindi or Sanskrit or using a Devanagari script, right? However, when this word is being used by a change in language, that is by if you are speaking English, and now if you're using this word in English language, they give this word a feminine gender, okay, and this actually distorts the meaning of it. Okay, and the way English language uses this word, they say karma is a bitch. It's very very wrong to use that B word after karma. Okay, this is sacred, and see this is what happens when you get the liberty of using the words and contents and context without the context, right? And you just make your own interpretation of them. That is when what happens is you distort the history, you distort the culture, and that is wrong. They also introduce how colonial language education globally created a new mental OS for many populations. See, if I was talking about this English invasion, right? English invasion in invading the local languages in the school systems. So now, once you get access to any country's education system, you can design your own curriculum. You can design your own education concept or content for different age groups, and you can actually create a different unique mental OS, mental image in the kids' mind, where you can detect how the person should be, how strong the personality can be or should be when they grow at a specific age, whether they have to be confident or whether they have to be very low covered and whatnot, right? So you can do that. I will be creating another episode on this, how it happened in India. If you guys want, just let me know in the comment section, right, with the topic that you want me to speak on. Okay, historical conversions is the next one, and cultural erasure by the church. Mr. Satsangi provides examples from South America to Tamil Nadu and Kerala and saying native cultures were erased through missionary activities. Definitely, I said, right, rice bag concept. I'll give you rice bag if you convert yourself from your religion to mine or to Christianity, right? So, native languages in Peru, Mexico, and Guatemala were supposedly wiped out by changing scripts and religious practices. Thankfully, they were not that successful in India. However, they have been successful in creating a division of North and South within India. But I'll just give you a 10,000 foot view. It's they were able to create a division based on Aryan's race theory and the Dravidian race theory, right? So, we can have a discussion. Maybe if I can get some guests on this for this topic, right? Anyways, so Tamil Nadu's reluctance to adopt Hindi is discussed as a result of strategic church influences. Yeah, so I'm from Maharashtra, the state of Maharashtra that actually lies in the center of the country, India map. Let's see. Okay, so if I open this thing up, is it gonna open the map? There you go. Come on. All right. So I'm from originally from this city, Mumbai. Okay, and so if I draw a line from here, for this line, all the states below, right, especially the Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, right, Karnataka, they resist from speaking Hindi, that is the widely spoken language of India. Okay, there you go. See, do you see this script is different from how it looks from this? Like it doesn't have a dash on the top. Here it has a dash on the top, right? So these are the variants of Devanagari scripts that I was talking about before. Anyways, so India is beautiful. You see, we have so many states like Gujarat, Rajasthan. You have white sand over here. Basically, this is the entire thing, right? This was entire thing was part of India. This entire thing, right, from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand was a region of Bharat at a point. Tibet, right, Nepal, Jammu and Kashmir, entire thing. It was called as Bharat. We will have another discussion topic of discussion on this one. Anyways, so getting back to this. So if so we are referred as North Indians, although we are in the middle, right? So the Southerners, like they call us North Indians, and we don't know their language, right? It's completely difficult. So when we go there, we try to communicate in Hindi, that is the widely spoken language in the country of India. However, because of this successful missionary activities, the population of Tamil Nadu were actually influenced by the strategic conspiracy of church, and now they are reluctant in adopting the Hindi language. So yeah, I'm slowly the current government is working towards resolving those issues, but yeah, it's going to take efforts. The damage is not that small. So okay, use this to open a broader conversation, religious conversation, conversions, and social linguistic resistance. Exactly, once once you get hold on the culture and the practices, you can actually narrate and navigate the functioning of the entire society. Okay, let's now go to consequences and the impact that these things have had on the Indian society, right? And even societies outside of India, wherever they have faced such colonization, right? Breaking families and societies via language and religion. Main idea over here is organizations influenced by church ideology aim to break family structures and fragment societies. Okay, and here we also reference high excuse me we also reference high divorce rates in some church influence groups. Mentions author also mentions organizations like ISKCON and Brahma Kumaris in a critical context without deep evidence. But however, I mean, I would say I would agree with the Mr. Sastangi on this because uh, with the shift in the culture, right? India, anciently, right, and traditionally has been a full family oriented society. Okay, India is a completely family oriented society, and uh, we believe in family structures, living together. Right, we don't believe in having like 5 bedroom apartment for just one couple with one guy, one girl, and then one kid or two kids at max. uh, we believe in family income and family wealth because see, in terms of crisis, in cases of crisis, right, when you are having crisis in your society, uh, the only thing that is going to save you from them and give justice is if you have a close knit family and societal structure where you are able to give a tight fight or force, you know, or a bargain. You are able to make a good bargain. If you don't have a backup of your own society, and that's it, you are at the fate of your of others. Okay, of others' deeds. You know, your fate is done. Like you are at the mercy of others' deeds. Uh, and then yeah, so the societal structure is very much critical for the success of your culture and your family and your generation. Otherwise, you know what's happening in UK and Germany, right? People of middle age men have invaded, I would say, due to the immigration processes from a specific religious tabka or section or a group, and now you know what's happening, the grooming gang and the lovers boy issues and stuff, and the poor families, right, poor girls, little girls, right, they're not even able to fight, you know. Anyways, I don't want to get into that right now because I don't have a backing either. I mean, I'm saying over here. So anyways, Devanagari as a decolonization tool, right? So as I already said, like if you want to decolonize yourself, see, decolonization is required. It doesn't mean if the colonizers are not here anymore, it doesn't mean that you are not colonized or you don't have a colonial mindset. Uh, Even after that, you if you are following the same structure, right? If the same education system and the education, the framework, and your mindset is still the same as of when you were occupied, colonized, you are still suffering from the colonization after effect. So, in order for you to decolonize, here we're going to take an example of how we can decolonize with the help of our script, Devanagari script in India. But you can just plug your own script and then get back to your own culture and decolonize it using a tool of your own script, right? So Devanagari, right? It's essential to reclaiming cultural identity and the author proposes writing even foreign languages in Devanagari script. Yeah, so this is really good point. Since we already said that Devanagari script is very efficient script. Oh, efficient and inefficient was the word I was looking for. English words are inefficient in pronouncing words from different region, different languages. However, coming back to this point, here the speaker suggests that one should start using Devanagari script even while communicating in foreign languages like English. Okay, use Devanagari script in order to write English words. Writing English, Spanish, Tamil, and more in Devanagari as a cognitive shield against colonization. How now you will ask me how is this a cognitive shield against colonization? I'll tell you. Once you start using your own script, the words the infected words that you import from a foreign language would not be then easily used or written by your own script, because you know that these words doesn't belong to your own language or your own culture and script. And then your mind will slowly and gradually start looking for alternatives from your own roots. Okay, with that, you will also have a change in your mind. Okay, the mental image of your own languages and the languages that you speak, you will slowly disconnect yourself from the corrupt and infected world that the foreign languages could brings to you on the plate. This shift will gradually pull individuals back towards the Sanatani Vedic values in terms when if you're using Devanagari script. A good point to contrast global script reforms in language nationalism, example Turkey, Latinization, and Korea. So yeah, basically you start using your own script, the local script, and then that's it. Spiritual meaning in script design, right? Ashwatha tree metaphor. I will be discussing this Ashwatha tree metaphor in a different topic video, all in all. Anyways, next moving on to is criticism of Western academia and Wikipedia. I'll tell you, although it's also being discussed in this episode, I'll tell you, Wikipedia, right? Although it is free, right? So like Michael Scott says that he gets from the office US, he says that he gets the information from the world's authentic source, and he says Wikipedia, right? And he mentions that anyone can write anything, which means you can also influence your narrative. If you have propaganda, if you have conspiracy, you can actually form a knowledge base, articles, knowledge base, and then create your own narrative, right? So there is a way for you to see if Wikipedia or any site like that is actually authentic or not. Wherever they are pasting authentic information, they would cite it. Okay, they would have a citation that, okay, I'm picking this information from this source, I'm picking that information from this source. If you don't see those brackets and numbers, and if you cannot open the link and verify information by yourself, then that's it, it's not authentic. So do not rely on that and just commit yourself for something that you don't believe in. Okay, so skepticism of Western narratives around Indian history. Wikipedia, yeah, of course, it is. Yeah, it is. The author also opens up a discussion on epistemic colonialism. Who writes history and for whom? You know. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, it's controversial topic. In India, the historians in India as well. Like, I mean, if I want to influence your country's history, I'm just going to fund your history or your department of history with millions of dollars of aids, and then that's it. I'm going to now direct the guide the direction of your research and your narrative formation. Okay, so yeah. It is fucked up situation, sticky situation. You feel me? Okay. Call to action: cultural revival through script. So main idea is reclaiming the Devanagari script as the first step towards decolonization and getting back your spiritual and cultural life. Author advocates writing all languages in Devanagari to reconnect with Vedic consciousness. I agree with that point, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Author also suggests this as a mass movement and hints at it being a personal project of the speaker. I will extend to this, and I will say that every individual, be it in India or New Zealand or any country that was occupied and their culture was erased, every single individual, it is their responsibility to take this thing as a personal project. So we just don't have to rely on one person. Like, you take it as a personal project for yourself, for the sake of your own cultural heritage. Get back to the track and make it a mass movement. Okay, and then that's it. Just get back to me on the comment section. If you like this video, hit like. If you want to review more videos upcoming videos, I would say, as this is the first video, please subscribe my channel of the script show, OTS. And I would love to hear back from you guys soon. And if you guys have any topics that you want me to discuss, let me know. If you guys want to come on this show, let me know. I would be more than happy to have you on the stage, right? And Mr. Aditya Satsangi, special thanks to you. I am making a debut on your podcast, right? And I'm looking forward for further discussions. And I'm a proud member of your channel Sattology. So please, viewers, also subscribe the channel Sattology. And do not forget to hit like and press subscribe on my channel that is of the show. Thank you very much, and I'm going to close this session. Maybe I'll be trying to come on live, maybe once a week to start with, and just have a normal chit chat sessions with you. And if that happens, then yeah, let's try to form a big society of or a big group, I would say, of the script stage, and hopefully I'll be able to get back with some good new introductory videos and animations and sounds and whatnot. All right, so yeah, I'll see you all soon. Take care. Have a good one. Jai Shri Ram.